So that's not something you see every day. That is a coyote climbing a tree to go after a bobcat in a natural area outside of San Diego, California. Now, before we get into what might be going on here, I should say the tree that the coyote climbed is actually laying at a really low angle. So it just literally walked up the trunk of this tree to where it is right now to get at the top, like 15 or 20 feet of branches. It didn't scale a vertical tree like the one next to it. So a few people have made suggestions in the comment section if you go check it out. Some people suggested maybe this is a rabid coyote. Maybe it's just starving and desperate for food, so desperate that it might climb a tree to go after a bobcat. I don't think it's either one of those things for a couple of reasons. This coyote doesn't look rabid, and I'm not saying you can see rabies, but you can see the symptoms of rabies in an animal that has a rabies infection, and this animal just doesn't look like that at all. It's not twitching, it's not biting involuntarily, it's actively going after that bobcat. And if you go watch the video, it actually turns around and looks at the person who's filming after their dog makes a little noise, and it starts to walk down this trunk a little bit. And to be honest, it looks like a really healthy coyote. And that brings me to the second suggestion, that maybe it's starving and desperate for food, and so it's actually going to go after another predator. It looks like a healthy coyote. It's not emaciated, it's not missing patches of fur, and so I think it's actually a pretty healthy coyote. Instead, if I can just speculate on what I think is going on, I think it might have something to do with a lack of food in the environment, but I think all we're really seeing here is inter-predator aggression. Coyotes and bobcats, their diets overlap substantially. They are constantly competing for food, and so I think what we're seeing is the coyote going after the bobcat saying, this is my territory, this is where I hunt, keep out of it. Because honestly, even if the coyote really pushed this fight, I believe both animals would end up losing. I think they are pretty equally matched, and they both end up coming out of this heavily injured.